Hi everyone. It's been a week since I wore a black wedding dress, and all the African aunties and uncles are still alive to eat their fufu. Nobody died. Hi everyone, Akraba, welcome to my channel. My name is Nana Ashanti. If today is the first time you are seeing my channel, welcome. We love new visitors here. Make sure you thumbs up, subscribe, hit that like button for this video because we're about to talk about my wedding. We're talking about my black wedding dress specifically in this video. Okay, so those of you that are here for business content, as we do all the time, I'm a business content creator. Today is not one of those videos, so if you don't like this video, it's okay, just watch the other videos. Okay, I'll be back right now. I need to give my people details about how this went down in Ghana. I hope you guys are ready. All right, let's get into it right away. Okay, so a brief background about us. I met Jeffrey in 2019. He used to work for a travel agency at the time, if you can believe that. He was working for a travel agency at the time, and I was creating content as I do all the time. And I was asked, I was invited by the boss to come and create content for their company. And for some really odd reason, they weren't looking to pay me. You guys know how we act over here. We do business on this channel, which means that everything that we do has to be business. They weren't trying to do business, but Jeffrey and I kind of got along. I met him, we hung out a few times after that, and in early 2020 we started dating. Now, if he looks familiar to you, that means you're on the Ghana side of YouTube. He's a real estate agent. He's a broker now, and he has his own company, so he's usually on my channel, other YouTubers channel, also on social media selling real estate. So if he looks familiar to you, that's probably where you seen him from. Now let's talk about the much talked about dress. Okay, so let's go inside my brain. Okay. So he proposed to me on January 26th, I believe. We've been dating going on almost 3 years now. It's been very quiet. Some of my friends could not even, like, they were like, who are you marrying? I was like, what? You guys don't know. So we've been together for almost 3 years now. And so when he proposed to me, the following month I went to New York. So the first thing I did was go to David's Bridal. Now, I'm not gonna knock David's Bridal or any other bridal company, to be very honest with you, because they have a demand for dresses which is usually very white, very traditional. A lot of people get engaged, and the first thing they do is go try on a white dress. And I did. I tried out like 3 or 4 dresses, and in the words of my stylist, I mean, is it giving? It wasn't giving. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. It was giving fairy godmother. It was giving the tooth fairy. It was giving like it wasn't giving. Okay, it just wasn't giving. It's just not me. Every time I dress up, I either wear blacks or I end up in mustards, yellows, or corals. Like, that's my life color palette. It's either all blacks, or I wear mustard, or like graduations of yellows, or I wear corals like this. Like, you guys have seen, like, even on my YouTube, you see a lot of that. Like, there's a little black, there's a little yellow, there's a little red. That's me. White, I just don't like white. It doesn't do it for me. I just don't feel like even works for my skin tone. It's just not my thing. I don't like it. So I was looking on the internet, and I was like, what is the next step if I'm not going to be able to fit into whatever a traditional dress is? What is the next step? So I saw that you have to make a custom dress, and from that consultation I did bridal shop, I just found out that I don't like lace. I don't like lace for whatever reason. It's just not for me. So I came back to Ghana like a month after that, and I went to talk to the popular wedding dresses. Now, this is what a traditional Ghanaian Akan bride looks like. I need to be very clear about that because there's so many different tribes in Ghana. There are like 50 spoken languages across the country. I speak 3 of them, so you can imagine what the other people, everybody has their own tradition. I am part of the Akan ethnic group, and depending on what ethnic group you belong to is how you dress, for your wedding. It's just like a really cute, nice thing that we do over here. But lately, all the dresses are kind of starting to look alike because there's some specific wedding dress designers that are coming up. So if you want to get married in Ghana and you have you don't have like a seamstress, like I didn't have a seamstress, you don't have a dressmaker, you probably go talk to these people. And I found out, you guys, that they were charging between like $5,000 equivalent to like $50,000 equivalent for like a trio, what they call your engagement dress, your wedding dress, and then your Thanksgiving dress. We'll talk about that in a different video. Some of them were charging the trio, other people were charging, based on one dress. And looking at dresses that I'm probably never ever gonna wear again, paying that much for it, it's just nonsensical to me, honestly. To be very honest, it's just not financially savvy, like so financially sensible for me to do. So what I did was I spoke to my friend Ampafua Ghana, Felicity Nelson. Now, you guys might have seen her on this channel. She was the first person I interviewed for my Doing Business in Ghana series. And so I went and I talked to her. She had never done bridal wear before, if you can believe that. She had never done bridal wear before. But I went to her house. I'm like, girl, you're going to dress me. Because it's January. We're 6 months. First, we're 12 months out because we're going to get married in December. But then the family did not agree. They said we have to get married early because we've been together for a bit. So what's the wait? In another video, subsequent videos, we're going to talk about all the nuances and the culture and the rites and the traditions and everything that we have to do in order to get married in different aspects of society, so we'll talk about that. But for this one, I went to her and I told her, I'm like, girl, listen, you're going to have to make my dress for me because I can't afford it. I can't afford $10,000 for a dress. Are you crazy? Like, I just couldn't. So I talked to her and she was like, on the spot, she was like, don't worry, I got you. And she'd never done bridal stuff before, but I have seen her clothes. I'd ordered some before. She does amazing work. You guys should check her out. Ampafua Ghana. I'll leave all her details below so you guys can rush there and order all your milestone things. Amazing work. So the next thing we have to do was figure out a color palette right now. The natural thing for Nana to do is to wear yellow. We all know this, right? We already discussed this. And I can wear like yellow, like as a wedding. It's just something. Like it was just not, I couldn't think about it. I couldn't think about wearing a yellow wedding dress. That wasn't gonna do. I couldn't wear red either. I've seen some South African brides, they wear red and pink, and it's so gorgeous though. I wish like we did that over here. But I knew I wanted to be unconventional. I mean, duh, look at me. Of course we're gonna be unconventional, but it just wasn't those colors. So I just said, okay, we're gonna do black. And I remember one night I just told Jeffrey, I'm like, I think our wedding color is going to be black. And he's a crazy person. He was like, okay, sure, whatever you want to do. I was like, cool, let's do it. So I said, we're doing black. So I told my decorator, Meraki Edwina, boss lady, like, we're going to talk about that in the other video. The vendors, the work that she did, amazing. And I told her it's going to be black. She was like, yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting to do something different. The photographer was like, yes, I want to do black. It's like everybody on the team was like excited about the black color because everybody else does their weddings and it's like the usual colors. It's like yellows and blues and like they're a little faded, they're a little pastel. Like I think everybody's trying to be like, conservative, which I guess is the culture. Is just like not my personal culture. That's not my religion. You know what I mean? That's not my ministry. So that wasn't gonna work. And everybody was excited. I was like, cool, we're doing black. So with that said, the traditional fabric that you use for Akan brides, I would say, is kente. Kente fabric is very popular the world over. I actually did a video about it. Now, this video is relevant today because when I went to Borneo, which is the village in which kente like was originated for, which is traditionally made, I met the president of the association. His name is Reverend Eric. He's a reverend minister, and I told him that when I was ready to get married, I was gonna come there. He was gonna make my kente. He was like, cool, no problem, I'm in. Right? So when the time came and I realized it was black, I told him that we wanted black kente, and I expected him to push back because in Ghana, black usually signifies, well, in most parts of the world actually, yeah, black signifies what I'm talking about. Signifies like gloom and doom, and it's like just a little, but I'm dark. Like, I enjoy my skin tone. I just like, white is like pure, and everything black is like a bad thing, like a black male, and like a black this, and like it just doesn't sit right with me. Those words actually don't sit right with me, but I was like, we're doing black, and he was like, okay, great, like just send me the design that you want. So I started doing what we all do, which is sleep on Instagram. I started scrolling on Instagram like a mad person all day, all night. I was trying to find my color palette. What was it gonna be? Was it gonna be black and yellow? That doesn't sound good. What was it gonna be? And I kind of saw that a lot of people's like color that they used for their weddings were mostly white and greens, like I've told you, like really, but they're really like common colors, but there was like always an undertone of like gold in them. I was like, okay, well, let's do black and gold, at least it will like kind of like, not make it look like Cruella de Vil is getting married, which I would not have minded, but I said, let's do black and gold. So I had the color palette and I was scouring, and I saw this gorgeous girl. Oh my God, like her clothes were just amazing, and I started following her wedding hashtag. Unfortunately, I don't remember it. I would love to give her credit for all of this, but I don't remember her wedding hashtag. Her husband was wearing blue, somebody was wearing green, people were wearing white, and she was in black. I was like, yes, this is my type of chick. Like a girl that like is bold and daring and goes against the grain. Like that was what I was looking for. And I sent it to Reverend Eric, like, Reverend Eric, I want this kente. And he was like, okay, but it doesn't go with what you want. And I was like, whatever you want to do. You are the president of the Weavers Association, for Christ's sake. Like, this is a tradition that has been going on for thousands of years, and you're the president of that association. I said, whatever pattern you come up with, I'm gonna wear it. And so that's what he did. He weaved it, and he charged us maybe like $25 per yard. Now, if you buy your kente in a shop that's in town, where Accra, Kumasi, Sunya, wherever the urban areas are, when you buy your kente from there, the price that I quoted right now is probably going to be twice the price for you. So I'm going to leave Reverend Eric's number here. Everybody that wants to get kente, just text him, call him, tell him Nana and Jeff gave you his number. He's going to be super excited. He's so good. He weaved it, and he said they use natural dye or something for it. So if you watch that video that I did on Borneo, actually you get an idea how kente is done. It's not an easy thing, but $25 a yard, crazy. So we bought 24 yards. 24 yards because Jeffrey was doing the traditional men, the way they wear like the kente, which would like usually he's supposed to wear 12 yards, but because he says like a smaller frame, he wore 10 yards, and my dress was going to be 12 yards. If you can imagine 12 yards of fabric on you, it was huge. It was beautiful though. So that was what we did, and so I took it to Felicity. We did the first fitting, and I was busting at the seams of this dress. I was busting at the seams because I gained so much weight. I had lost weight recently, so I was like a size 14 at the time, but it was still like, I was still bursting at the seams. And the reason why this is relevant is because kente fabric is not stretchy. It's not a stretchy fabric. It's unforgiving too. Like the way you are is exactly how you will show in a kente fabric. And also for the tailors and the seamsters and the dress designers, it's a difficult fabric to work with because it's handmade. The way they cut the patterns, if like, they cut it according to your weight, like your body shape, that's how you're supposed to be for the next 6 months. You can't lose weight, you can't gain weight, you gotta fit in it. For women, for the men, it's just free flowing like fabric, they can do whatever. But for we, as usual, we have to find a way to fit in it. So I had to go to the gym for the black dress. For 3 months, I was busting my behind in the gym. I was going 4 or 5 times a week. I was on a diet. It wasn't really strict. So, I mean, it was supposed to be strict, but I was like, I got hungry. Like, I was like, I can't do this. I mean, most brides do try to lose weight for their wedding, but this was more pressure than I could. In the end, I lost about 12 pounds equivalent in order to fit in the dress. So you see, the second fitting, the dress had been made. Now I had to marry that kente fabric with a design of an actual wedding dress that I had seen. It was also like, it had this shape going up here. It was very unconventional, you know, like I liked it. It had a cape, like a long cape in the back. I was like, oh, this is so glamorous. But then one thing I liked when I went to David Bridal's, like they kind of jack you up. They let you see your dress in like with a veil and like shoes and the whole thing. And I was like, okay, instead of wearing a cape, which is hot in Ghana, you know, and I can't be carrying around a cape, or it will look too bulky and then people will not even appreciate the dress. So I said, let's do a long veil, and then let's do you know, how do you call it? Let's do the dress like the way I saw on Pinterest. So we'll marry the traditional kente with the Western like way of a wedding dress, and then it's gonna come together. And so that's what we did. And so I said, I want a black veil, and Felicity, because she's a crazy person, she was like, great, wonderful, black veil you're getting. And so I think for most I've been getting like voice notes and text messages, and you know, people posted me on TikTok and all these other places, and I'm not even on TikTok. And so people are like, Nana, I just saw you got married, you didn't invite me. But I mean, it was a really small wedding. I'm sorry, like you couldn't have been there for 2 days. Like it was like really intense, and it was really a really small wedding. But everybody's talking about the black veil. I think the black veil really like kind of tied the look together, and that really came from, you know, Reverend Eric, Felicity, myself, and you know, we just kind of like made the look what it was. Now this dress was going to be the 3rd event in a series. Yes, so it's going to be the 3rd, because usually in like other cultures, like maybe Western cultures, like you probably get married one time, which sounds stupid, like not one time, but like one event, you do everything in there. For me as a Ghanaian woman, that's like impossible. Bare minimum 2 events. Sometimes they add the events together, but I decided to separate, so I ended up having 3 separate events, which we're going to talk about. But that was going to be for the 3rd event. So I made sure like I was doing these fittings, like every month I would go and fit, and then the seamstress will warn me, she's like, don't make sure you don't lose any more weight, or don't make sure you don't lose any more weight, because you're not going to fit in this dress. And that's how it went. That's how this whole thing came together, and I had to like follow the theme. Now if you look on my hand, I still have my nails going from, I don't know if you guys can see, yeah, I still have my nails going from this guy called Miracle on Nails. He did my nails black and gold, or the chandeliers and everything at the wedding had to follow. The best tip I can give you, if you're watching this and you're African or you have a nosy mom, is to let them see you wear the dress on the day off. My mom literally could not see my dress. I banned her from seeing my dress, because I know if she had seen the dress, she would have said no. She told me to wear white and blue, and I said, I'm not doing white and blue. Coincidentally, Felicity ended up making a white and a blue gown for my traditional wedding, which I guess it was meant to be, because I would not have chosen white or blue, but Felicity went ahead and made a gorgeous like ball gown for the traditional wedding, you guys. So that's how the black dress came to be. The beading, everything in it was done by Ampafua Ghana. If you're, you know, doing weddings, graduations, whatever that you're doing, you want to get that look, you definitely want to go there. If you're unconventional, you want to get something really like out of your brain onto a paper, onto like reality, you definitely want to talk to her. I enjoyed the dress. I enjoyed wearing it. It's great. It photographs so good. It's just so different. I couldn't be happy about it. So for everybody that's been asking me the questions on Instagram about where did you get the kente from and who did this and who did that, I hope I've answered your questions. If you have any more questions, drop them down and I will come back. I'll come down there and answer all your questions. We're going to talk about everything you need to know about getting married in Ghana when it comes to how much dowry was paid, so many things that happened I didn't even have any idea of. We're going to talk about, so you guys will be well informed before you take that step. If you're in Ghana, if you're planning on moving to Ghana, maybe you might meet the love of your life over here, your partner, you know, your forever might be here, man, woman. This is the thing that you need to do. I will make sure you guys are well equipped and ready for it. So thank you for watching this video. Catch you in the next one. See ya.